So today's subject is, do you really want a wife? So kick with me for a minute. I'm gonna start. Let's see. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about me then, or at least where I started. So, like I said, I've been in Pookie since 14, 15, and I've been doing it for years now in different levels and different aspects. Like I've been broke pimping initially because we all broke when we young, like, and there's always this feeling like you should have money, but bro, like 14, 15, I can't do nothing. I ain't had no money. I couldn't do anything. So it's different being a Pookie then compared to like now when, I'm a corporate Pookie now. Like I'm straight, I'm straight. Without getting into money details, I'm straight. But I've seen the progression because I've been doing it for so long or been a part of that lifestyle for like a long time. With that being said, when I was younger, I was one of those guys. Like I wanted my picket fence, the white picket fence. Wanted my, 2, 3 kids. I wanted to get my nice little cute wife. We was gonna have a good time, like a family man energy. Like I still like the idea of that, but that's really was my goal. Eventually, at least, I thought, okay, let me hit these streets running and get all this stuff out of my system because I never wanted to be that person that's 40 years old, still out in the clubs, trying to talk to girls and do this and do that. I was like, nah, I want to go now. I want to like go hard now, have some fun, and then like settle down. White picket fence, nice wife, and like live that lifestyle. Cause I was always like drawn to that too. But I need to experience things. I want to experience a little bit of everything. And I want to be prepared. So by the time I actually became a family man, I wanted to have experienced life in the streets, like for real, city boy life, straight up. So I think, dang, yeah, I was a Pookie for a good amount of those years while I try to get myself together, like go through college and things like that, get like some money. Cause one thing about it is, if you do really want a wife, you better have some money. There's no getting around it. Like if you even want a chance to live a decent lifestyle, you better get some money. Cause wives ain't free. They're actually very expensive, and especially if you want one for the long term, I'm telling you, they're actually cheaper when they're around 21. They get more expensive as time goes along. Like you go from at 21, things like that, you could get by just going on some dates here and there. But when they like 35, your wife starts to get older, like bro, she wants kitchen sets and couches and things that cost a lot more money. You go like she want new floors in the house, and you talking about thousands of dollars. So you gotta keep that in mind. And at the end of the day, if you really want to have that white picket fence family life, you gonna work. You're going to work. At least you better work. It's not gonna work. You're gonna have major problems. And even people who do have money these days, like they still run into problems. But like I said, let's see where I should start at. So yeah, I used to really want that, but I was pookieing out for a minute. Like I was broke pimping, trying to holla holla holla, talk to this person, talk to that person, just taste a variety of different women, be in different situations and learn things about myself. Like they say, oh, sow your wild oats. Definitely was doing that. And I had a girlfriend at the time too. Like I had girlfriends throughout that process. Not too many. I probably had like, let's give me some age range. Probably from like 15 to 25. I maybe had about 3 actual real girlfriends. But that's a whole nother story if I tell you how it kind of goes, because it'd be overlapping and like you're really like spinning plates, man. I'm telling you, if you really want to live the life of Pookie, you're gonna spin some plates. You're gonna have a roster. You're gonna have a lot of women, and you just gotta like juggle and give certain women this amount of time, that amount of time. But anyways, so I did that for like a good minute, and it's a lot of work, bro. I ain't even gonna lie. It's a lot of work, but there's some fun in it, especially like when you're succeeding and you get to mess with girls whenever you want to. You got, like we men, like as men, we love options. We love having the ability to mess with, a lot of different women. Like you want to mess with like Asian women and black women and white women and this type of women, slim women, thick women. I ain't gonna lie, I'm not really a big I don't really mess with like big girls like that. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, but to each his own. Like y'all, I know a lot of y'all probably do, but I got a certain type. I like my slim thick. But to get back on the subject of it, do you really want a wife? Times have changed. Me personally, doubt it. Don't think it's gonna happen. Don't really see uh, why I would do that now at where I'm at. The only reason why I really would, though, to me, would be about family. So I know some of y'all probably watching this for entertainment, to hear different things, whatever. But to be honest about it, family would be the only reason why I would even consider getting married in this time. Because, it's for the kids. Like, you want to have that family structure and give them that setup. I think it's the most important way to raise a family. That's vital. Like it just helps out the entire family. And so I know a lot of men, even though how things are going right now with the dating market and how you might feel about women and stuff like that, I think deep down most men, we really still want that. Like we still really want like that one chick, or like not say one chick, but like you want that woman that you can grow with and raise a family with. So for me, kids has always been the only thing that makes me look back like, dang, maybe I should have a wife. Maybe I'm like, just like I want to give them that. But at the same time, I be torn because I'm like, it's baby mama season. It might be easier just to, just have a baby mama, pay the child support, and go from there. Because it's really hard to find someone who is willing to commit to that level and really like stick around. Because a lot of people, they get their wives or they get married or have somebody, it don't even last long no more. Girls be taking kids like it ain't nothing. Like y'all break up, the baby might just been born and already you can't even see the child. So it's a major risk that comes to wanting to be married and have a wife. But like I said before, I don't edit my videos. I talk to y'all straight up, so we're gonna get right to it. And like I have a lot of information to give, so I just try to go and just like let it come out. So we talking like almost like one-on-one, even though I know it's more than one-on-one. But things that come with a wife. Let me start there. Things that come with a wife. If you really want a wife, you want the best chance for it to be successful. One, she has to be on the same page as you, as far as y'all gotta have those same type of goals. And like I said, I think most men want a wife because they want a family, they want kids, they want that level of stability. And so the best women are women who want that too, who actually pride having children and want to be a mother, and also look at you as like, something that's important and vital. Because these days, you already know, like I said, the dating game is on a whole nother level. And a lot of women just see man as a utility. It's like, what you gonna do for me? And what are you doing to make my life easy and stuff? And it's not really supposed to completely be like that. I get why women want men of means or like to have something, like to have something, but it's kind of getting outrageous, at least like on social media and stuff. But if you really want a wife, you will have to do that. I would say, honestly, depending on how you're doing it, for most men, I would say, yeah, you need to get to a point to where you have a trajectory for what you're doing as far as like career wise, or just, what you're doing to make money. You gotta kind of be in there already and have a plan to like grow and a vision and have a track. Like, don't be trying to get married and you don't know what's going on. You're still trying to figure it out. I know you want a girl, some stuff like that, but you're over here like, okay, I'm still trying to find my lane, find my niche. It's not the time for that. It's probably not even time for a girlfriend, actually. You should be more so focused on yourself. That's going to give you the best success. But you definitely need to at least have an idea of where you're going, where you're headed, your money trajectory, and what type of lifestyle you plan on living. Because if you get a girl that's outside your lifestyle, once again, it's not gonna work. It's gonna cause problems. You're gonna have too much of a headache. You ain't gonna deal with that stuff. You're not gonna be happy. And then you also, as a man, like we actually, regardless of what goes on, everything's our fault. It's always our fault. And because we're the leaders, one. And then two, like, have y'all ever seen a girl say it was my fault? Like, ever? Like, I've never, like, barely ever. Barely ever. Some girls barely even say I'm sorry. Like, barely ever. So just know, no matter what you're doing, it's going to be on you. It's going to be your fault. So what you really want to do is be in a good position to not be, you know what I mean, to not be so much manipulated and to feel like securing yourself. And as a man, I realized that having your own allows you to do that. Whether like you have your own apartment, you have like your money stacked up. Honestly, I think you should have almost about $100,000 before you have a wife, like in the bank, pretty much, because you're gonna need it. You're definitely gonna need it. But I think a lot of people, for a lot of men, that seems somewhat unfeasible. So I would say at least like honestly like 25,000. You should have your own place. 25,000. You should have your car. You should have your bills like down to a minimum prior to having kids and even having a wife, because you're gonna need that. You're gonna need that investment, or you're gonna need that money. You're gonna need that stability. You're gonna need that structure, because a wife is a long game. You know, it's a long process, especially if you plan on being with her something about 20, 30 years. Oh, bruh. It doesn't matter how much money you make sometimes, but because most of your money's gonna go to that. It's not the same as being single, and then you have to deal with her all the time, like all the time. You know, when you're just dating, you see a girl what twice a week. For some of y'all are caked up and stuff. Y'all be seeing a girl 3-4 times a week. That's not what's up neither. Don't see nobody that long. They're gonna get tired of you. It's just how life is. But you see a girl once or twice a week, and then she goes home, and you have your own space. When you get married, y'all actually living together. It's like almost being trapped. Like you need to be comfortable. Get some money, get yourself together, and understand like it never stops. Like you pretty much will be working for your family in order to keep things going, and then you have to manage. You have to manage and lead your lady, and that takes a lot of work, because women, if you understand women and you see how they are, like they change with the wind a lot. Really wishy-washy. They change up how they change up what they say. They'll say one thing, do the next thing. So you are pretty much managing them. And so when you do that, you get a wife, you're gonna be managing her for 20, 30 years through all and everything that she goes through. So even when you're stable, that shit could drive you crazy, man. And like, oh, another piece of advice, also be prepared. If you do get married, don't get married just to have like in-house. I gotta watch my words. I was about to say some shit. Don't get married to just have some in-house, what we gonna call it? Some in-house punani. It's gonna start off like that, maybe. That's gonna end, and you're gonna see a different side of her. It's kind of hard to keep things spicy no matter what, and keep them in that mood when they see you every day. You're gonna be seeing her. She's gonna be going to the bathroom, shit, and be funky and stuff some days, not be in the mood. Like they get mad comfortable. When the girls get really mad comfortable, they lose that competition for you. They just settle in, and you're not gonna don't marry no girl if you just want some in-house punani and you expect you just want to be hitting it all the time. That's going to change. They're gonna get you, bro. That's not gonna happen. It's really about family. So you really gotta be ready for it, and you gotta have that mindset to be ready for it. Let's see. Some other things, like, do you really want a wife? I could go into like the whole court system stuff and divorce stuff. That is something to think about. Protect yourself. Prenup, if that. But it's a really scary opposition right now, man. You end up getting married here in the States, what you dealing with, and then you got your stuff together, man. They have every incentive to leave at certain points. Like if things aren't working well, like the courts work in their favor, and that hasn't changed, and it ain't changing no time soon. So I just say if you choose to, just know what you're getting yourself into. We do that junk so like we get married so quickly. Like within a year, you already like tying up your finances, and Like, who do you do that with? Like, what other person? Like, imagine like chilling with your homie and like, you know what? Let's join bank accounts. And you just met this person like 6 months ago. Like, it's crazy. I don't think people even think about how much really goes into what they're asking for. So just be prepared for if you do decide to make that decision to lock your life in with somebody legally, financially, spiritually, day to daily, all that type of stuff. So it ain't what you think. For the people who are really considering it, it's like rolling the dice, man. You gonna take that chance. But me personally, I find it easier or like just better. And there's no perfect solution, but I just find it better as I gotten older that I don't feel that same way. I know me, like I said, this is the life of Pookie, man. I like variety. I like messing with a lot of different women when I feel like it. You know, I don't have to listen to anybody. I do whatever I want to do. I do. My time is my time, and that's another thing. They're gonna take your time. They're gonna take a lot of your time, and always have you doing something. Like when I come home, I could chill if I want to. I could step out if I want to. I can go travel fast if I would like travel somewhere like that if I want to. Like I like that, and they'll say, okay, that's one thing people talk about. Well, you're gonna be lonely. Like honestly, you're not. You're not lonely like they like people will say, or people might think. Because like for me personally, I have relationships with different people, you know, different women. So it's like it's not like I don't have that. I'm just not in a relationship, and I don't plan on getting married. But I have like long term relationships with like several women. So if I want to talk to somebody, I want to see them, I want to do something. It's all on my terms, and I love that. And it takes a while to get there. Like I said, you gotta get your ish together, and then also. Yeah, you definitely gotta get your ish together, and then when you get older, you hit like around like them 30s. You as a man, your whole life start to change. Like you start to see things a little bit differently. Your testosterone dropped a little bit, so you be a little bit more focused. Cause you in your early 20s and them teens, I already know you just like you be girl hungry for the most part and ready to go. But when it comes to do you really want a wife, it's a personal decision. I'm not doing it, especially with how things are going now. But you really have to look at yourself. Like if you really like messing with like a lot of women, and you don't think you can slow down, then you gonna have to figure something out because I would say, matter of fact, just date them for a long time. Like just date for a long time, and see how that goes, and actually ask questions and actually be yourself, and see how they respond to it. Cause you'll be surprised, man. People will switch up on you quick, and you might be thinking like, oh no, nah, this is the girl. Oh, I'm gonna mess with her. Cause I didn't have that. I didn't have girls before. We talking, everything's cool. They love everything about everything. Like, oh, I like this. I like this. This is so nice. And then when things start to get real, like a year in, man, I had this allegedly stories. I can't tell you everything, but stories. It'd be a situation to where she really hides things from you, and she doesn't tell you because she's trying to get something too. And that's what women do when they see something they like. You know, they be plotting. They plotting, and not like in a negative way, as I'm saying, but they trying to. It's a transaction. It's a deal. So they trying to get the best deal, and a lot of times we be trying to get the best deal too. We trying to get women for the least amount that we have to give to them. So it's a people thing, and not really just not really just like, oh, women are bad, guys are bad, blah blah blah. So when it comes to, do you really want a wife? Bro, you gotta know why you're doing it. To me, kids would be the only reason why I would even consider it and think about doing that. But man, there's options in this world if you're able to get to it and do it. Like what's his name? Cristiano Ronaldo, the soccer player. Like he had, what was it, a surrogate? So he has complete control over his kids. He doesn't have to worry about that type of situation. And then he still got him a girlfriend. I know he's like a outlier because he has the finances to do such a thing. But people are also going out of town, or not out of town, out the country to try to figure that out and see if they can make that happen, living remotely and stuff. But you gotta be able to be in a position to do that. But if you want to have a wife here in the States, it's literally a roll of the dice. Like you're really rolling the dice. Because I've seen people be in love and bend the knee and like probably a lot of y'all probably some lover boys and stuff like that. Like men love more than women. I really think that like men be in love, like dead in love, but it's a business. Like it's a business to this as well. So yeah, don't get married if you don't have your finances together off top, because that's like the biggest reason it never even works out. So that's number one. But and have it together before you even mess with them. And then as far as the girls, okay, girls who you might think about getting married to, ones that you actually know. Don't just marry. Don't meet no girl. Like don't meet a girl and you're just out of town, or you met a girl from like just being out in the club or just like randomly, and all of a sudden you're trying to get married like within a year or 2 years. That's crazy. You don't know nothing about her. Take the time, or deal with someone you knew from like the past, like someone of like an older crush that you used to talk to, and y'all had good energy, and you were able to be yourself around that person, but you've known them for a while. You know a little bit of their history. That's the type of woman you would more so likely have a better chance with as far as getting married. Another type of women. Let's see what type of women. If you're ethnic in any type of way, sometimes people in your culture, if you have a culture of like getting married, those women might be a tad bit better to roll the dice with. But if you just out here, you've been single, you meeting someone just outside all willy-nilly, you don't know much about that person, you better take your time, like to really actually get to know them and see how they react when they're happy, when they're sad, when they're mad, things like that. Because you're gonna deal with a lot. You're gonna live life with this person. And hell, if you're in a long-term relationship, certain long-term relationships, they show you just how it gets. And I ain't gonna lie, I never was single and I was like, dang, I just really want to be married, or like really have a wife, or really be in a relationship right now. I usually have like a good time when I'm single. But when I was like in relationships, I definitely had plenty of thoughts like, yo, I need to get out of this thing. Like I'm over here acting wild and crazy and stuff, and gotta watch myself. So yeah, I can't give a definite on this one. I think to each his own. Everybody is in different situations. You got to figure it out. But you really got to put like a lot of time into thinking what you want. Because a lot of married people, man, they put on shows. They make it seem like this and seem like that. But if you like stay with them, like stay with a married man, talk to him, or like a married man who has like a good relationship, they'll tell you. Like you get them like a little tipsy, they'll tell you. They'll start talking, ask some real questions, and you'll find out, man, it might not be for you. And this day and age, I mean, man, we're free. Like we could literally do anything at this point in time. You don't got to get married. You could create a life that you want, how you want, on your own terms. Because this shit crazy, man. They want you to do everything, and like you're gonna have. It's a responsibility. Like it's a pure on responsibility, and everything that goes wrong is gonna be your fault. So you gotta be prepared mentally for that. And so really think about that. Do you really want to get married? I don't know. Like, subscribe, and hop in them comments, because these are some of the first videos I'm placing out right now. So I'm curious to see what y'all have to say about what I'm talking about, and then I want to go ahead and address it, or I'm gonna speak on it, make a video about it, and go into more details and different subjects, and or the subjects that y'all bring up, so I can really give y'all the mindset of Pookie and how I think and things that I've seen, and expose that and give y'all a different perspective, because it's crazy out here, man. I'm trying to tell you, it's crazy out here, and I'm gonna share it all with y'all as far as we go deeper and deeper on my show. So yeah, think about that. Do you really want to get married? There's gonna be like part 2s and part 3s and part 4s and all of that. So stay tuned, like, subscribe, comment, tell me what y'all think, and we'll go from there.